Hey there, welcome to Be Unmessablewith with the podcast. I'm your host, Josselyne Herman-Saccio, and today's turbo tip on how to be unmessable with is all about satisfaction and fulfillment. Whenever I work with people in group coaching or one-on-one coaching, oftentimes I hear people say, I don't feel satisfied or I don't feel fulfilled. So I started to really take a look at the nature of satisfaction and fulfillment for the most part. When most people are talking about satisfaction, they're talking about a feeling, not true satisfaction. So let's break this down. Satisfaction is about satisfying something. So the question is, what are you satisfying? If what you're trying to satisfy are your feelings, then that's a sucker's game because your feelings just sort of glom on you. You feel how you feel when you feel that way. You don't really have a lot to say about your feelings because if you did, you wouldn't feel half the ways that you feel. So feelings are flight, like they're not flight, they're flighty. Yeah, they're flighty, kind of like thoughts. They just happen to you. They just kind of drift through you, past you. Some of them you get stuck with, some of them you fixate on. Same thing with feelings and thoughts. So if you are feeling unsatisfied, my question for you is, what are you satisfying? And if it's some emotional feeling, then you're going down the wrong road. So my challenge to you would be to start look at in the world, what are you actually satisfying? So if you have a goal to double your business, then what is it you're satisfying is a metric called doubling whatever your current business is now. So you'd have to get clear about what the business is doing now. You'd get clear about what the number would be to double your business. And then once you satisfy that measure, that's real satisfaction, whether you feel satisfied or not. And you can really look in your own life and you will see times where you actually fulfilled a goal. You actually accomplished what you said you were going to accomplish, but you didn't feel satisfied. That's how crazy your feelings can be. They're not connected to reality. So if you want to develop this muscle of, real satisfaction, then you want to look at what are you satisfying? What are the metrics? What are the measures to determine that that goal was satisfied, and that's where I'd look for satisfaction. And similarly with fulfillment, when people say I don't feel fulfilled, I'd ask, what are you fulfilling? Fulfillment lives in the world of vision. So vision is more spatial, experiential. So if you doubled your business, then what would be available that isn't available as an experience in your life? Maybe it's freedom, maybe it's peace of mind, whatever it is, that's more the space of fulfillment. So the world of vision is fulfilled and unfulfilled both at the same time. So it's you could fulfill on peace of mind right now, but it's also unfulfilled ongoingly, because it's never handled. It's never like, okay, check, peace of mind, done. It's like a space. It's not an end game like a goal would be, like doubling your business would be. That's something that you could measure and it either happened or it didn't happen. Fulfillment is a space you would come from and go towards and stand in all at the same time. Now, that sounds a little wonky, but if you look at what you're satisfying as goals in reality that are measurable, and then you look at what you're fulfilling as an experience of life, then fulfillment is available at any moment. Because if what you're fulfilling on is peace of mind, there is not a moment in life where you don't have access to creating the experience of peace of mind. You'd have to do some work. You'd have to maybe interrupt those brain patterns that are having you in the world of anxiety or survival. But that's all the basics of being unmessable with, which I'll put in the show notes as a link so that you have a way to practice that. But peace of mind is not an end game. It is a space to live in, to dwell in. As Emily Dickinson would say, dwell in possibility. And that is really the opportunity of real fulfillment and real satisfaction. So please, let me know what you're discovering from engaging in these worlds of real satisfaction and fulfillment. Email me. I will be happily email you back. I respond to every email, and rate and review the episode below if you got any value out of what I'm saying, if it made you think, if it made you question an already existing belief. That's what I love to hear. And we will see you on the next episode of Be Unmessable with the podcast.